Jai Baba. Nothing is real but God. Nothing matters but love for God. God is the only reality. All else that seems real is illusory. God and I are one. Meher Baba. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Thank you, beloved Baba, and Jai Baba to all of you. I don't see Janice in here, but she has asked me, requested me to read this out. So I'm doing that before we start the reading. As you all know, the Bombay Center celebrates beloved Baba's birthday in an elongated way, elongated way. So next Sunday, which is the 10th of April, we are having what is known as Baba Hausi. So I'm just reading out what she has said, what she has written to me. Hausi with a difference, a configuration of words prominently featured in the Baba Full Sunday episodes presented through March 2022 based on the history of the Bombay Center. Samya, can you just read out? I'm saving my throat. That's all.
So, hone up your word power and participate in this divine word game. Choose the words of your choice from the given list and prepare your house ticket with the given dimensions and email it to victoryuntod@gmail.com. Last date of entry 8 April 2022. Come one and all and let's play Housey together, remembering Baba.
All right. Now, there are a few words over here. I won't be, it would definitely won't be seen. You can't read it. There are a couple of words which are selected by the organizing committee, and you have to make a kind of a ticket for your own self, 5 blocks by 4 blocks, and you choose your own 20 words, whatever that may be. Yeah, but so in short, okay, I'll read. Can you read out the words as well? The point is that
this is sample.
We want more and more participation.
I hope this is
a sample ticket. How you?
I also have
There's a lot of noise coming through. Aban Patel, please. Thank you. And there's one Rakesh, which is again open. Mic is open. Please mute it. Rustam Dotiwala, mic is open. Please mute it. All right, go ahead.
There are words like Rustam Jafrabadi, Shah Kaikashru, Victoria Gardens, Gord Bandar, Talegaon, Sorabji Sikanpuria, Royal Pigeon, Mirvan Seth, Kishan Chand, Sleeping Sam, Adi Shakti, Central Building, Asthma, Mandwa, Kalba Devi, Dion, Jhopdi, Navyug Nivas, Megh Rag, Char Baudi, Kotwan Family, Kalyan, Dongri, Medha, Bagh, Gutta, The 7 Orders, Manzili Mean, Ahmed Khan, Sarosh Kerani, Mirog, Cricket, Yashwant Rao, Chopati, Talib, Dhaba, Dhubi, Tipu Baba, Gopal Rao, Khodadat Farhad, Pandey, Parsi, Dharamshala, Barsu.
Correct. I know you would not have caught any of these names. That's fine. Whosoever wants to participate, they can write to Rakesh Acharya or write to any of us. We will send you this particular write-up. You have to make your own ticket. You have to make your own sample ticket. You have to choose your own words, 20 words, and the words will be shown on the screen. I will be hosting this particular project. So as and when I may give a little more information on that particular word, And the moment the first line, the last line, you know, the full house comes, you just have to say Jai Baba. And the last word that you have chosen, let's say, for example, Rustam Jafrawadi. All you need to do is say a sentence or two on that particular last word, which won you the prize. It's not a prize as prize, but which won you that you said Jai Housey. All right. And if you are not able to do it, it's perfectly okay. There's no punishment for that. I will be speaking a few lines on that last word. The whole idea is participation. The whole idea is to know more and more about Baba, especially connected with the Bombay city and the Bombay Center. Sorry? Baba's ministry. All right. So I was asked to say this and I've done that. Maybe if we find time towards the end of the session, because it's a very short session, we would do that again. By that time, perhaps Janice may visit our platform. So we'll ask her to read it out to you. All right. Go ahead. Now we are on flowing conversations with the Awakener. We are almost completing section 1. We are on page number 100, and the title of the chapter is The Call. All right, The Call. Go ahead.
I was spending a week in the countryside at the home of my friend, taking care of his dog while he was away. The place had a quiet atmosphere and a lovely garden with flower beds and tall trees. It was a veritable home away from home. Early one morning, I was strolling about the grounds, enjoying the crisp, fresh air, when the thought of sipping a hot cup of delicious coffee brought me back inside. I sat in an easy chair in the front room, looking out the bay window. I was alone and felt contented. As I rested my head against the back of the chair, I heard a voice call me by name. The next moment, a great silence filled the room. I looked around, but I could see no one. Then I heard a sweet, affectionate voice uttering my name again. I was thrilled to be called in such an endearing way. I wondered who it could be. Who are you? I called out, the voice in empty space. Don't you know me? Came the answer. Yes and no. Where are you? Where am I not? Now I am confused, I confessed. Try to guess. Well, I can't see you. That's why I didn't recognize your voice. Give me a clue where you are, I entreated. I am inseparably one with you and your search, you responded. But I experience that I am separate from you. That is the reason you find me calling you now. You have been meandering in the labyrinth of manifold duality that we call creation for a long time now. You are due for the return journey home towards the final union. So, how can I start this mysterious journey home? I asked. My very coming to you is a sign that you are at your starting position, ready to begin the journey. But what am I supposed to do? I asked hesitatingly. Just remember my coming to call you home. When you honestly and sincerely long to return home, you move onwards in your journey. After a brief silence, I spoke. I marvel at how you, being universal, can have such a personal, clear voice. You answered, I am responding to you on a personal level while simultaneously being universally available to all. Hard to believe and also difficult to understand. Neither try to understand nor believe. What is there to believe? Simply long to feel this truth more deeply. Feeling includes both understanding and believing. As your voice receded, gradually I began to feel your words penetrate into my mind and heart. After a short pause, I heard my name, Bal. It sounded like you were calling me from far, far away, an infinite distance, yet so close, as though coming from my very being. The silence that followed filled me with the intimacy of your presence. The next moment, I found myself totally relaxed, with my head leaning back in the chair as it had been before I heard your voice. I wondered about what had just transpired. Did I really hear you call? It is not amazing that I now often hear your loving voice calling my name, and at other times I find I am calling on you, the universal presence, invisible yet so alive. What a wonderful interaction. Who is seeking home? I do not know. How can I know? It really doesn't matter. All I know is that this enigmatic and unexpected relationship has opened up a new dimension of awareness in me. What an incredible gift. May my life be a continual response to your loving invitation. Return home.
Right. The chapter is titled The Call. The call is always there, perennially, for each one of us. But we do not hear the call, we do not experience the call, we do not get attracted to the call because we hear so many other sounds of duality, so many other sounds which are unimportant, which are not at all necessary to hear. But we are so enmeshed in our own samskaric pattern that we fail to hear the call. But the call is always there. As Baba had said, several different ways, that my grace is always there. It is you who is preventing my grace to fall upon you because of your association with other things, because of your involvement in other things, because you are so enmeshed in other things that you fail to recognize my grace. Baba gave the example of sunlight, sun. The sun's light falls on everyone. It doesn't discriminate between the good, the bad, the ugly, the virtuous, and the vicious. No. But if you are holding the umbrella, such a small thing like an umbrella can prevent such a powerful aspect of sun's rays from falling on you. And the umbrella is the umbrella of our own imagined samskaras, of our own engrossment in the duality. So here, as always, the author is very descriptive. He's a nature lover, and he talks so much about. There are so many, frills. In a sense, it is frill. I was spending a week in the countryside at the home of my friend, taking care of his dog while he was away. So commonplace we find it. When people go away, they allow somebody to stay at your place, or you give the dog to a friend's place so that it can be taken care of. The place had a quiet atmosphere and a lovely garden with flower beds and tall trees. It was a veritable home. Truly, it was like a home away from home. That is what it means. Early one morning, I was strolling around about the grounds. About the grounds means around the ground in that vicinity, enjoying the crisp, fresh air when the thought of sipping a hot cup of delicious coffee brought me back inside. So he comes back to his own home to have a sip of fresh coffee. I sat in an easy chair in the front room, looking out the bay window. I was alone and felt contented. That's the best place to be and the best thing to be. Many people are afraid to be alone. But it's the best thing to be alone when you are so contented. You do not need anybody else's company to complete you. I mean, many people may find this very strange, but there are many people who would like to be just all by themselves, because when they are all by themselves, they are never alone. They are or constantly in conversation with their higher being, with their real self, with their true self. So he was content. As I rested my head against the back of the chair, I heard a voice call me by name. And we all know his name is Bal Natu, Bal. The next moment, a great silence filled the room. Whenever we experience the presence of divinity, either there is a thrill of joy passing through our body without realizing why am I feeling so thrilled? Why am I getting these waves of joy? Or there could be absolute silence, which is so beautiful, peaceful, very tranquil. Or there could be a very aromatic, you can say aroma or a smell that just hovers around us, and you feel the smell of some roses or some divine fragrance. Yes, you can say. So, whenever the presence is there, you get these signs. So, in this particular, it's very subtle, right? So right now, the author is feeling absolute silence. Great silence filled the room. I looked around, but I could not see anyone, but I could see no one. Then I heard a sweet, affectionate voice uttering my name again. Now, this voice that we all talk about, the voice of conscience, the voice of God, it is very subtle. It is very sweet. It is very affectionate. It is very endearing. It is very impelling, but it comes from within our own being. It is not coming from outside. You don't need ears to hear that sound. It is a feeling, an overwhelming feeling from within. So that is what he felt. I was thrilled to be called in such an endearing way. I wondered who it could be. Who are you? I called out to the voice in empty space. Don't you know me? Came the answer. When the answer comes, don't you know me? Yes and no. Means he could recognize, but yet, because the physical form was not there, he said yes and no. Where are you? The answer comes, where am I not? See, what a beautiful answer. He is everywhere and in everything. The thing is, we do not have that eyes to see and the ears to hear His presence. Once we cultivate that, once we develop that, to be able to see His presence in everyone and in everything, not just in the roses, but also in the thorns, not just in things of beauty, but also in things which we call dirty, because nothing exists without him. So we need, that's why that prayer song which Baba had dictated, "Tu me to ho," or "You alone exist." It is so beautiful where so many words are used, like you are a mosquito, you are a pig, you are a gnat, you are a this and you are a that, and all that. And Baba said, don't change a single word from this prayer, because it is now high time that humanity matures and realizes that God is not just in the things of beauty, not just in health, but also in weaknesses, not just in beauty, but also in what we call as ugliness. That means His presence is there in everyone and everything, and we need to recognize that, appreciate that, that way. So when the question was asked, where are you? He answers, where am I not? Now I am confused. I confess. That's a very common word which Bal Natu ji uses. I am confused. I am weak. I am so, I'm trying, but I'm failing. I'm faltering. I'm falling down all the time. So he says, now I'm confused. I confessed. Try to guess. Baba was in a playful mood. The awakener is in the playful mood and says, try to guess. Well, I can't see you. That's why I didn't recognize your voice. Give me a clue where you are. I entreated. Where are you? Let me know where are you. Then the answer, the superb answer, the truth. I am inseparably one with you and your search. You responded. It is something like the deer and kasturi. What is it, kasturi called? What is it called? Kasturi. There's a word. No, no, aroma, correct, but there's a certain word for it. And anyway, it will come. You know that deer had that aroma within musk, correct, musk.
The musk deer.
The musk deer. It was there, and the deer is searching all around. Where is this beautiful, fragrant aroma is coming from? It's within. So in the same way, Baba says that I am inseparably one with you and your search. I am one with you and your search for me. You responded. Bal Natu ji says, but I experience that I am separate from you. That is the reason you find me calling you now. Because you are experiencing that you are separate from me, that is why you are experiencing me calling you, my calling you. Otherwise, we are all one. In fact, in truth, we are all one. So that is the reason you find me calling you now. You've been meandering. Meandering means wandering here and there, going here and there, coming on the path, getting astray, again coming, again going astray, and all that. So meandering in the labyrinth. Labyrinth would mean in a maze. Maze would, it's confusing. It's not a straight path. In the maze of manifold duality that we call creation for a long time now. So creation is nothing but a maze where we get lost, again we get found, again we get lost, again we get found over eons, life after life, until one time when the Lord, either as the Sadguru or the avatar, comes in our contact and he becomes a yardstick, he becomes a gauge against whom rather we try to analyze as to who am I and what am I supposed to be, where am I supposed to be. So it is like a mirror. The master is like a mirror, and we are supposed to see not just us in the mirror, but the master in the mirror. What I'm trying to say is he becomes a yardstick. He becomes somebody whom we can emulate and follow and become one with. So Baba says that the maze of manifold duality that we call creation, we call that a creation for a long time now. And we've already done what is creation. That creation is basically nothing but, you can say, a spiritual incubator in which the consciousness of the soul incubates and becomes perfect in due course of time. It's an incubator. How we put certain chicks in the incubator and then the chicks are hatched and a chicken comes out. So in the same way, the entire creation is nothing but a spiritual or a divine incubator. You are due for the return journey home towards the final union. What a beautiful sentence which the awakener, which Baba is telling the author, that now it's due. You have meandered a long, long time, over ages. Now it is time for you to face the sun and walk towards the sun, so that the shadow, although remaining, will be behind you. It will not be in front of you. If the shadow is not in front of you, it won't disturb you, it won't attract you, it won't create any illusions and delusions for you. You will simply walk with the master towards the sun. So here Baba says in a very powerful sentence, you are due for the return journey home towards the final union. Home is capital H. So how can I start this mysterious journey home? I ask, how do I start? What am I supposed to do? Or what am I supposed not to do so that I can walk my way back home? My very coming to you is a sign that you are at your starting position, ready to begin the journey. Now, it may seem preposterous, it may seem very pompous, it may seem very egocentric. This is my thought, of course, and everything that I say is only my interpretation, my thought. Why can't we all take this sentence and feel that since Baba has come into our life, our return journey to Baba has started? Why can't we do that? Is there any harm in doing it? I personally don't see any harm in doing it. And I had narrated one episode of one actor who was not having a proper self-confidence in acting. And when he approached Baba, then Baba gave him this solution that before you enter the stage, you must be a stage actor. You talk to yourself, you tell yourself that I am the greatest actor in the world. I am full of confidence. I can deliver whatever part I am supposed to play, and I can give full justice to whatever I am doing. I am the best. And keep saying that, and that will increase your self-confidence and also increase your performance. Right? And then Baba went on to say additionally, this is not an ego. It's not an ego. By saying this, by doing this, you are bringing out the best in you. And you are just trying to become a better performer. So it's not an ego. So why don't we replicate that in our life? As Baba says over here, I repeat that sentence, my very coming to you. There's no doubt that each of us who are witnessing this platform and millions others who are in Baba's fold, if they create an environment, a mental environment in their own life, that now since Baba has come in my life, less and less of being attracted by illusions, less and less being fooled through delusions and hallucinations, and more walking towards Baba, whatever Baba wants us to be. So Baba says here, a sentence before that is, how can I start this mysterious journey home? I asked. And the awakener is replying, my very coming to you is a sign that you are at your starting position, ready to begin the journey. I suppose we can all think on those lines. Let us not think it as preposterous, as I said, or very pompous or very, egoistic. No. What's the harm? If we feel that now Baba is in our life, we have to start our journey back home. Back home doesn't mean just dying, but back home would mean having mukti, or even God realization for that matter. But that's entirely in Baba's hands. But at least we can think on those lines and walk those paths. Just remember my coming to call you home. Just remember my coming to what do I do? What am I supposed to do? Sorry, I missed out on a sentence. But what am I supposed to do? I asked hesitatingly. And always the awakener, Baba, makes things so simple that its very simplicity makes it complicated. Because we are so accustomed to the doingness of things, doing this, doing that, going here, going there, exerting efforts and all that, that Baba makes it so simple. What am I supposed to do now? Now that you have come into my life, and now that I'm supposed to walk back home to you, what am I supposed to do? Baba says, just remember my coming to call you home. If you again, the emphasis is on remembering Baba. Just remember my coming to call you home. When you honestly and sincerely, again and again, Baba is emphasizing on honesty and sincerity. Not lip service, not intellectually thinking, but feeling, longing from within. When you honestly and sincerely long to return home, you move onwards in your journey. So Baba gave a lot of importance, Baba gives a lot of importance to honesty, to sincerity, to longing to become one with him. Here, majority of us are longing to be involved in worldly things, in illusion. So how can there be longing to return home to God? After a brief silence, I spoke. I marvel at how you, being universal, can have such a personal, clear voice. Baba is universal, and yet, how can you be so personal? How can you take care of each individual's, likes and dislikes and wants and cravings and longings and all that? How is it possible that you are able to answer each one's heart's, quest? Sorry? Heart's call. How is it that you are able to do it? Yeah, you answered, I am responding to you on a personal level while simultaneously being universally available to all. And that's what when Baba drew a diagram of Kutub, Kutub means a perfect master or a Sadguru. And here we are talking about the avatar, who is the Kutub of all Kutubs, the master of all perfect masters. So he drew a circle and then put a dot and a line, which more or less said that everyone and everything is equidistant from the avatar, from the Kutub. It is the distance does not really matter at all because he is omnipotent, he is omnipresent, he is omniscient. It's not a question of distance. He is available to all simultaneously, to everyone and everybody. You see, so here Baba says that while I am, and that's what Baba had said, even in the Sahwas programs, Baba would say that while you are all seeing me sitting on the dais, talking with you, interacting with you, simultaneously, I am on all the levels of consciousness, available and interacting, answering at every level of consciousness, on first plane, second plane, third plane, sixth plane, whatever, every level of consciousness, I am simultaneously answering and available to all of them. Hard to believe and also difficult to understand. So Bal Natu said, how can we believe that you can talk to a million people simultaneously? It's hard to believe and difficult to understand. So Baba says, neither try to understand nor believe. So that understanding and believe, when we say I believe in something, what does it mean? When you say I believe, it means you do not know. Because if you know, then you don't believe. In other words, it means that whatever you believe is because of our ignorance. If I say I believe in this thing, that means it is because of ignorance. It's not a question of knowing. When somebody had come, some press reporter or somebody, and asked about what do you believe in, or asked Baba a question about what do you believe in this, and something of, I don't remember what was the exact question. So Baba says, I do not believe, I know. So there is a world of difference between believing and knowing. So Baba says, neither try to understand nor believe. Baba has said time to time again that understanding has no meaning. Love has meaning. Obedience has more meaning. Holding my daman has most meaning. In other words, just holding on to him through thick and thin, to whatever you are going through the roller coaster ride, just believe that he is there with us. And Baba had said at times, ultimately what will happen? Supposing you will die, and one day you are supposed to die. And how fortunate we would be that we died holding on to him in full faith that he is our master. Such a beautiful thing. So, in other words, it's always a win-win situation to hold on to him with both hands. That's what Baba's words were, hold on to me with both hands. Neither try to understand nor believe. What is there to believe? Simply long to feel this truth more deeply. Again and again, Baba is emphasizing on longing. Longing to become one with the truth. Longing to become the truth. Longing to become one with the Lord. So simply long to feel this truth more deeply. Feeling includes both understanding and believing. So understanding and believing are in a sense superfluous. Feeling, again Baba uses the word honestly and sincerely, longing and feeling. It includes both these words, understanding and believing. As your voice receded, gradually I began to feel your words penetrate into my mind and heart. Whatever Baba says, whatever we are reading now over the long period of time, at, at the time when it is read, it may appear to be not very understanding. It is just, but it is going within us, within our psyche. And then as more and more words of Baba goes into us, one fine day, it that this is what where I had read in one of the books, Baba's books, it would erupt like a volcano. It would erupt like a fountain. We are now accumulating all the water, and then one fine day it would become a stream, or it would become a river, or it would just erupt up as a fountain. So here Baba says that as the voice receded, sorry, not Baba, the author says, I began to feel your words penetrate. This word penetrate, it just keeps on, we just keep on taking in, penetrate into my mind and heart. After a short pause, I heard my name, Bal, Bal, Bal. It sounded like you were calling me from far, far away, an infinite distance, yet so close as though coming from my very being. So this is the dichotomy, that when God speaks to us within us, then we might feel that where is this voice coming from? You are not able to see the person, but the voice is coming from our own being. There is this beautiful message from Baba, I am never silent. I speak eternally. The voice that you hear within the heart, within your heart, is my voice, the voice of inspiration, of intuition, of guidance. To those who are receptive to this voice, I speak. That means whenever we have an inspiration, a guidance, intuition, let it be known that that is Baba's voice. And that comes within us, and we can identify that as the voice of Baba. After a short pause, I heard my voice, my name Bal. It sounded. The silence that followed filled me with the intimacy of your presence. So the intimacy of the presence is not felt by the physical form, but by the silence of his presence. The next moment, I found myself totally relaxed, with my head leaning back in the chair as it had been before I heard your voice. I wondered about what had just transpired. Did I really hear your call? Many a times when God presents himself to us in various ways, and when the entire episode is over, sometimes we wonder whether it was all my imagination, it was all some kind of a, imagine, or did it really happen? And generally, my personal take is, after the episode is experienced, do you feel tranquil? Do you feel calm? Do you feel contented? Nice and feeling? Well, if yes, then definitely it has happened. If the episode takes place and we feel restless, we feel unnerved. Sorry?
Gratification.
Yeah, that is also there. Correct. you feel restless, you feel disturbed, and you want to seek a rectification, not ratification, not sorry, a ratification from somebody. You are asking somebody that this is what I underwent. Do you think it was really an experience or just my hallucination? In my understanding, I feel the moment you seek somebody's ha, somebody's ratification of this, that means you have not experienced that. Because that experience is so self-evident, self-proving, that you do not need to share it with others in order to get their accent, their assent, their ratification of what you have felt. So this is how I would look at it. There's no line, demarcating line. But many people do go through certain experiences and they talk about it with others and ask them, what do you think? Is it correct? Is it right? It is wrong? Or is it just my imagination? The moment you said it, it, it seems like just an imagination. Because God's voice is so immaculate, is so unerring. There's no need for you to ask anybody else. You know it in your own heart that this is an experience. So coming back to our reading, I wondered about what had just transpired. Did I really hear your call? Is it not amazing that I now often hear your loving voice calling my name, and at other times I find I am calling on you, the universal presence, invisible yet so alive. So now the situation has become such that I continuously hear you calling me, and sometimes I find myself calling you, although you are invisible, but you are so alive. What a wonderful interaction. Who is seeking whom? Am I seeking you, or are you seeking me by calling out my name? It's like, we had a session in our Bombay center, there was a talk. When the seeker becomes the sought. That means, and that is what even Erach would say, Erach Jasawala would say, people, that books and books and books have been written in the past how to find God. But now what is important is not how to find God, but how to lose yourself. That means your false self, your egocentric self. How to lose yourself. And when we are on the path to losing ourselves, then we become the seeker. And when we become the seeker, the one whom we are seeking will actually seek us out. That means the seeker becomes the sought by the Lord himself. The moment the Lord Baba comes to know that here is my Banda, here is my seeker, here is my aspirant who is desperately longing to become one with me, the moment that thought comes to the Lord, he actually seeks us out, and he is more eager, more anxious to seek us out rather than the seeker seeking the Lord. So this, when the seeker becomes the sought, that's how it is. Okay. Now, what a wonderful interaction. Who is seeking whom? I do not know. How can I know? It really doesn't matter. You see, but Baba has said it time and time again that you think that you are loving me, but it is only a reflection of my love for you. You think that you are seeking out for me, but actually it is I. I am more anxious than you to seek out for you and call you back home. It really doesn't matter. All I know is that the enigmatic, which is the mysterious, the enigmatic and unexpected relationship has opened up a new dimension of awareness in me. A new dimension of awareness has opened up within me, where I feel that you are calling out my name, and I feel that I am calling out your name constantly. It's an interaction. It's a give and take of love between the lover and the beloved. What an incredible gift, the gift of this new dimension of awareness that continuously, perennially, the Lord is seeking you and you are seeking the Lord. May my life be a continual response to your loving invitation. What is that invitation? Return home. So that is the call which the Lord is giving to each one of us. Return home. Only if we are aware of that call, then we will try to search the path that will take us back home. So here we end this chapter. We still have 15 minutes. I don't want to start a new chapter. I know 15 minutes is a long time, but here ends section 1 of the book. That means all that we did, right from conversations with the awakener, more conversations with the awakener, intimate conversations with the awakener, flowing conversations with the awakener, all that forms part of section 1. Now we are going to read from next turn onwards, section 2. So now what is section 2 and what is section 3? We have already read it in the introduction when we started this book, Flowing Conversation. But just to revisit that, because I don't want to start a new chapter, so I'm just trying to introduction. So now, Soumya, you can read this introduction, which defines section 1, section 2, section 3. Before we started this book, I did say that before this book came into publication, Bal Natu ji had already merged with the awakener, become one with the awakener. So there were certain sections which were worked upon by other than Bal Natu based on his own thoughts. And that is what now forms. Let us read that. So Swami, I will read it and explain.
Bal Natu peacefully passed home to the awakener on October 7, 2003 at the age of 84. This volume is the final sharing of his heart's conversations with God. For years, Bal Natu delighted readers with his intimate and inspired prose to the eternal beloved. His generous sharing of conversations encouraged many to begin their own dialogues with the awakener. Through his writing, this gentle and gracious man will ever remain alive. Bal Natu's heart's conversation with the awakener flowed up to the very end of his life. He was adding finishing touches to many of the flowing conversations, even into his final weeks. After Bal's passing, a group of friends who had worked with him set about to prepare the manuscript of Flowing Conversations for publication. Bal had completed 16 conversations. These are contained in section 1.
So whatever conversations were completed by the author himself, Bal Natu, they have been grouped into section 1, which we have completed today. Today we completed section 1 of the final book, Flowing Conversations with the Awakener. And it says that there were 16 conversations which we read through. Now,
there are few more conversations that Bal felt still required more editing work. Bal asked his dear band of friends if they would continue this editing after his passing. In keeping with Bal's wish, these friends joined together to refine his core thoughts into dramatic form in a way that they felt reflected the melody of his original thoughts. The result of these efforts comprise section 2.
So now, from next turn onwards, we are going to read section 2. Now, what is section 2? What is section 2 is that basic framework of the thoughts were framed by basic framework of the thoughts were framed by the author himself. But before he could really polish it properly to be presented to each one of us, he passed over. And before he passed over, he told his very dedicated and loyal band of friends, can they continue with this work of editing it and finalizing it and publishing it? So I'll read the last section again about okay. There were a few more conversations that Bal felt still required more editing work. Bal asked his dear band of friends if they would continue this editing after his passing. In keeping with Baal's wish, these friends joined together to refine his core thoughts into dramatic form in a way that they felt reflected the melody of his original thoughts. The result of these efforts comprise section 2. So from next turn onwards, we are going to read section 2, which is the basic thought was of Bal Natuji, but it was framed and edited by the band of friends. Okay.
Section 3, which Bal titled Gifts of the Moment, contains brief thoughts of Bal's that had not yet become part of a conversation, but were thought to be beautiful of their own. Bal passed away before making the actual selections for this portion of the book. Those that are included here were chosen by the same set of friends and appear with some minor editing for clarity. There are so many who deeply appreciate Bal's generosity in sharing his most intimate thoughts about the Awakener with readers, for allowing us access to that very personal part of himself. We will be ever thankful. We trust that now he will be in eternal conversation with his beloved God. This is Erika Hodgin, Paul Liboiron, and Amber Mahalet on behalf of Bal's dear band of friends, Feb 7, 2004.
So this is just to clarify what was section 1, section 2, and section 3. So next time onwards, we'll be doing section 2. We still have about 10 minutes more. Is Janice here? Janice, I don't see Janice. I'm sorry, once again, I will need to repeat this for two reasons. One is we have the time and I don't want to start something new because it would be all halfway hodgepodge kind of thing. So why not again read out the Avatar Merba Bombay Center celebrates Baba's birthday in an elongated way, and we call it Winning His Heart, WHH program 2022. Last time we had about what's in your jar last Sunday. Next coming Sunday, that is the 10th of April, we are going to have Baba Housey. In a Housey, we have numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. I'm sure you all played Housey. But here in Baba's Housey, we have words connected with Baba's life, right? So you need to select your own 20 words, and then the words would be highlighted, and a little reference towards of that word would be given. The idea being that you know Baba's life more intimately. As simple as that. So Soumya will again read it out to you. It's a second reading. For those who have come in late, it would be good. And then we close the session.
Housey with a difference.
Okay, 10th April.
10th April 2022. Baba Housey, Housey with a difference, a configuration of words prominently featured in the Bagaful Sunday episodes presented through March 2022 based on the history of the Bombay Center. So, hone up your word power and participate in this divine word game. Choose the words of your choice from the given list and prepare your Housey ticket with the given dimensions and email it to victoryuntothee@gmail.com.
Now, whosoever has not received this mail and whosoever would want to have it, please contact Rakesh Acharya on 8898983013. He would be only too happy to share it with you.
Last date of entry, 8 April 2022. Come one and all, and let's play Housey together, remembering Baba.
Okay, can you read out the word slowly? All right, I'll give you a clue, I'll give you a tip, inside information, if you may. Try to focus on what we call as Baba's Bombay Connection, a chronicle, because the words have nothing wrong in sharing that the words have been taken from that book. All the words have been taken from that book. I would say much of it, most of it, right? The idea is not just to win the housey, but the idea is to also know the background story connected with those words. All right. So now Samya will read out the words.
Create a 5x4 box
That is very
grid
important. Yeah.
on a blank sheet of paper. Pick any 20 words of your choice from the list mentioned below. Email us a clear picture of your ticket to victoryuntothee@gmail.com. The picture must include your name. Last day for entries is 8th April 2022. Now the words to be selected, 20 words from these words. Rustam Jafrabadi, Shah Kaikashru, Victoria Gardens, Gord Bandar, Talegaon, Sorabji Sikanpuria, Royal Pigeon, Merwan Seth, Kishan Chand, Sleeping Sam, Adi Shakti, Central Building, Astama, Mandwa, Kalba Devi, D. Dion, Jhopri, Navyug Nivas, Megha Rag, Char Baudi, Kotwal Family, Kalyan, Dongri, Medha Bagh, Gutta, The Seven Orders, Manzil Emeen, Ahmad Khan, Sarosh K. Irani, Merog, Cricket, Yashwantrao Chowpati, Talib, Dhaba Dhubi, Tipu Baba, Gopal Rao, Khodadat Farhad Irani, Pandey Parsi Dharamshala, Barso.
So these are all the words, as I said. I know you're not expected to remember them. And this is how the ticket has to be made. I don't know whether it is visible. 5 and 4, rows of 5 and 4. So 5 fours are 20. No, it's not very clear. 5 fours are 20. And chalo, let's play it on next coming Sunday. Now, how many minutes? We have 3 minutes more to go. Anybody wants to share anything, say anything, or Soumya will end with a dhoon. Okay? All right. Go ahead.
Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Meher, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Meher, Meher Baba, Meher Meher. Meher Baba, Meher Meher, Meher Baba, Meher Meher, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Meher, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Meher, Meher Baba, Meher Meher, Meher Baba, Meher Meher, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Meher, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Baba, Meher Meher, मेहर बाबा मेहर में है, मेहर बाबा मेहर में है, मेहर बाबा मेहर में है, मेहर बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर में है, मेहर बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर में है, मेहर बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर बाबा मेहर में है।
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. So Jai Baba to all of you.
Jai Baba.